Libertad have been trying to sell their house for a whole year now.
My sister and I are planning to spend more time with my parents.
2 words, small and dowdy. There's all this clutter.
I'm gonna miss the house, but it has to be done.
They say there's a buyer for every house and that every house has a buyer, but location, price, decor all play a role. My job is to highlight the best assets of houses that just can't find a buyer and to turn these unsellables into surefire hits. This bungalow is listed at $539,000. It's 1,900 square feet, has 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a basement apartment. It's been on the market for an unbelievable 12 months with 2 different agents. There have been 5 offers, but the owners, who are 2 sisters, are holding out for more, even though this location on such a busy road might be the reason this sale has stalled. Esther has been loving her home for 19 years. Her sister Libertad moved in 5 years ago. They've decided to move into a condo and travel.
I would like to sell this house really quickly so I can go and visit my mother in Mexico.
I want to have more free time for myself.
Before putting their house up for sale, they spent $90,000 on renovations.
New windows all over the house. We renewed this bathroom. We stucco the house, the garden. It's beautiful now.
Yeah.
They listed the house for $579,000. There were no offers.
No, nothing.
Zero.
Then they took a bit of a gamble. They switched agents and dropped the price to $479,000.
That price is very low.
So they decided to raise it again to $539,000. The roller coaster pricing has done nothing for a sale. The location hasn't helped either.
Many people don't like the busy street. I would say that is the thing, the busy street.
Esther and Libertad's house sits on a 4-lane thoroughfare, but it is on the edge of a very affluent neighbourhood about 20 minutes north of downtown. High-end shops, public transport and playgrounds make this an ideal neighbourhood for families and young professionals with healthy paychecks. Houses on side streets sell in a week for $700,000 and up. Older bungalows are torn down to make way for luxury homes. At $539,000, this house seems to be priced right, even with all this traffic. Now, I can't fix the road, but let's look inside and see if the house is worth the traffic jam. Really nice, big, bright sitting room. And I can't hear any traffic noise. I understand they're trying to block out the traffic, which is good marketing ploy, but there are more attractive ways of doing it than vertical blinds. The furniture is all at shin level. Shin. This really beautiful fireplace. It's obviously the focal point of the room, but I'm not seeing it because there's all this clutter and it seems to be mainly owl-based. You want people to appreciate the room and not your porcelain. Nice sized dining room, well positioned between the sitting room and the kitchen. And look, this is brilliant. The owners have hung mirrors on the wall, and that's a great way of making smaller room feel bigger. But then they've undone all their good work by filling this room. There's a parrot cage, a ginormous cabinet, more owls. All this unnecessary clutter makes the room feel smaller. 2 words, small and dowdy. Old appliances, old cabinets, old countertop, old tiles. Now, kitchens and bathrooms are really important when you sell. You don't need to spend a huge amount of money on them, but if you have a small galley kitchen like this one, at least make it sleek and sexy. Recently renovated bathroom, nice. And there are 2 decent-sized bedrooms as well as 2 in the basement. I'm gonna go and check out the backyard. What a great yard. It feels kind of a bit dull, but it almost feels like they've run out of steam. They've got this strange concrete pathway, so the table really should be there rather than here. They could really do with some colour, maybe some plants or some flowers, because a well-landscaped garden does add value to a property. And especially with the road out front, you want something quite nice and tranquil out back. This house is on a major road and is aggressively priced. That means if this place is going to sell, the inside has to knock your socks off, and it doesn't. The dining room and sitting room are cluttered, and the renovation didn't include the kitchen, which is one of the most important rooms of the house. It's not surprising that this house is still unsold. If Esther and Libertad want to get the full asking price, they need to listen to my advice. Tell me a bit about the house. It's been on the market for a year, and you won't take any less than 539.
No, not at all.
Okay, but there are some obvious problems, and the road is a big problem. So do you think the price reflects the location?
Oh, for sure it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you check the prices on the other streets,
Yeah, absolutely. They're much
that's
higher.
what makes the difference.
So you could say that maybe someone who wouldn't usually be able to afford to live in this neighbourhood can live here. But what I would say is if you can persuade people to do the viewings during a quieter part of the day, like Sundays, that's probably not a bad thing.
No, we've never thought about that, but thanks for the tip.
Now, the living room, it's a nice big size living room. And I love the fireplace. But at the moment, I'm kind of distracted by all the owls.
99.
99? Sometimes it's easier for buyers to see a house without so much of your personality in it. So maybe I can put the owls to roost for a little bit.
Sure, no problem.
Tell me about the bird cage in the dining room.
That one is like a hotel for my daughter's birds. And we haven't had the heart to tell her, okay, that has to go.
If we take it out, there'll be more space in there.
Yes, yeah, right.
Now, when you spent your $90,000 on the renovation, did you consider renovating the kitchen?
We thought that it was better to invest in what we did.
The kitchen definitely needs attention.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
But then we had no more money.
At the moment, it's small and a bit old-fashioned. And we can't do anything about the size, but at least we can make it look sleek and modern.
That would be nice.
Which would be good. What are your thoughts about the garden?
Quite simple.
Selling your house is all about maximising what you've got and making it look as good as possible. So what we need to do is, I think, modernise inside a bit.
Yes.
A bit more young professionals.
Yes.
Well, if we're going to get you into a condo, we better take the plunge. Ready?
Yes.
We are.
Esther and Libertad have been trying to sell their house for a whole year now with no luck. Their new agent, Ray, signed on 6 weeks ago, and he's agreed to reduce the rate of commission. The reason why? He gets to put his sign on this very busy road, which he thinks is good advertising. But I need to speak to him to see if it's in his new client's best interest. Ray, explain to me your commission structure.
A home commission rate will be between 5% and 6%, with the buying agent and the listing agent splitting that.
Right.
In this situation, I've worked out an agreement to take a reduced rate, just on the selling side.
And it must be great for you having your board on this road.
Yes, it is. It's a neighborhood I would like to grow my business in.
How do you sell a house like this on a busy road?
I think you should concentrate on the positives. You can sit back here. It's got a great sized backyard. Once you're in the house, you don't really notice the noise. The windows have been updated, so any noise has been filtered out.
This house has been on the market almost a year. It's gone from 579 to 479 to 539. How many viewings have you had?
There's been over 60 viewings with real estates going through, as well as my own clients.
Now, apart from the price, what problems do you see the house having?
The feedback has been the kitchen needs total renovation. The home could use an update in decor, furniture.
Who's the sort of target market in this area?
Young professionals who want to live close to the shops.
If the house was on the side streets or the streets behind, they would be priced out of the market.
If this bungalow was located just 1 or 2 streets north or south of here, the minimum price would fetch upward of $700,000.
Now, how are you going about targeting the young professionals?
The best marketing strategy anyone can use is getting their home listed on MLS. For all my clients, I use a professional real estate photographer, as well as I do a floor plan.
Once we have made the house more modern and sleek, so it will appeal to a young professional, do you think we've got a good chance of selling the house?
Sales are really taking off,
Yeah.
and The inventory is cleared in this neighborhood, and at that price, I think this house will go as well.
I'm going to show Esther and Libertad what sells quickly in their neighbourhood. This house nearby on a quieter side street sold in just 18 days for 97% of the asking price. Come on in, guys. What do you notice first in this room?
Ah, the chimney.
The chimney, yeah. That's the focal point in the room, and you see it. Now, I prefer your fireplace, but when I walked into your room, I didn't see it. I was looking at all the owls and the sculptures.
Busy.
Yeah, it's too busy. Whereas this is quite plain. You see it, it's the focal point. And also look to the ground, ladies. The wood floors really shine.
The floors are nice.
You've got a beautiful floor, so we need to show people that. Selling your house is all about letting people see all the great things your house has to offer. But anyway, come through to the dining room. Now, what is missing in this room that you have in your dining room? A ginormous parrot cage.
Oh.
And the problem with your dining room at the moment is there's quite a lot going on. They've just toned down the clutter. They've got a dining room table, a side table.
Yeah, for the space, you don't need much.
Exactly. It's very easy to imagine your own furniture in this space because there's not so much going on. I think you're going to like the kitchen, so follow me.
Oh, this is a nice kitchen, eh?
It is.
Better than ours.
It's at the moment it's better than yours, but look, it's exactly the same size. It's a small galley kitchen. Just shows that with a new countertop, nice new-looking tiles, it changes the whole thing. I know people like decluttered houses where they can see all the features, because this house sold in 18 days for 97% of the asking price.
Good.
Yeah. So we need to go back and get rid of the owls. Do you think you can do that?
And the cage.
And the cage, come on. We can put the owls in the cage and carry them out the door.
Let's do it.
To get that much-needed sale, our general contractor, Anthony Sayers, is here to help. Esther, this house is solidly built, well-proportioned, and you've done some renovations, but we can definitely do better.
Okay.
Now, first things first, I love this fireplace, but the marble tiles have seen better days. So how would you feel about replacing it with a newer tile?
Yeah, that would be okay.
Okay. Is that going to be a difficult job?
No, it shouldn't be very difficult at all. It'll make it more of a focal point for sure.
Now, the kitchen, you admitted that's the least smart part of the house. In terms of selling, it's also one of the most important rooms in the house. So we really need to get that up to grey.
All right.
Now, what I'd like to do is remove the countertop, replace it with a newer one, and also replace the tiles.
How about we just paint out the tiles? That might be a more fun project than actually
Works for
changing.
me. Do you like the idea of that?
Yes, of course.
Then in the rest of the house, we're going to finish it off by decluttering, adding new window treatments, modern accessories. It's going to have a facelift, basically. And then we can get it sold. So you prepared to roll up your sleeves and help us?
For sure.
For sure. Okay, come on then.
Okay.
When selling your house, don't underestimate the discerning buyer. In upscale neighbourhoods, it's crucial that principal rooms are shown to their full potential. And how is Esther taking the changes so far?
I'm gonna miss the house, but it has to be done. It's for my parents to spend time with them. It's for a good reason.
Esther and Libertad's house has been languishing on the market for a whole year. With 60 viewings and 5 rejected offers, their move to Mexico has been postponed. We've only got 3 days before the open house, so we're starting in the kitchen. Anthony, what is the secret to tile painting?
Well, there's a couple secrets actually.
Ooh.
The first one is to clean the surface that you're gonna work on,
Right.
which is what I'm doing now.
Okay.
I'm using like a heavy-duty cleaner degreaser.
Right.
To just lift whatever grease is on the tiles off.
So the primer sticks to it, otherwise it would just slide off.
Yes. And then take sandpaper,
Yeah.
like a medium grit,
Okay.
and just rough up the tiles. That will help the primer bond to the tiles.
And is the primer a special primer?
The primer is a high bonding primer. If you put this on, pretty much anything will stick to it. And then we're gonna use a special paint that is moisture resistant.
Okay, because
antifungal.
obviously there's always water in the kitchen.
Yes.
Brilliant. An inexpensive way to modernise a kitchen is to give everything a fresh coat of paint. Once the painting's done, the old countertop can be removed and the new one installed. Meanwhile, we're doing something about those low sofas. We're propping them up with wooden platforms. Esther, do you know what these are?
I was guessing the bases of the sofa.
Absolutely, because your sofa's quite small at the moment. Did it have legs at one point and you just decided to get rid of them, or?
They did, and I threw them out. I just liked it that way. Low and modern.
Low and modern.
30 years ago.
They're really nice sofas, and they're going to look fab with their bases.
That's right.
In the living room, improving the focal point is key. This looks quite complicated. What are we doing here?
Remember the nasty looking stone that was here? I just took it off and built a solid base. It's level now.
Right.
So I'm just dry fitting the tiles to fit, making sure everything lines up.
This isn't a marble tile. What is it?
It's a porcelain tile.
Are you using a special type of glue?
Just the thin set mortar. We're just gonna set the base first, and then we'll do the same at the top, set all the tops too.
And how long is it going to take to set?
We should leave it a full day to dry.
So we'd be done for the open house?
Of course.
Okay, brilliant. Well, I will leave you to it.
Okay, excellent.
With the transformation almost complete, young professionals will love these finishing touches. I've got rid of all the vertical blinds and replaced them with these drapes. They're so much nicer, they're cozier, they're warmer. If you've got beautiful hardwood floors, don't cover them up with a huge rug. A small rug like this will still help define the seating area, but you're showing off your floors. End-of-season sales are a great place to pick up larger garden furniture. Cheap prices are guaranteed because the retailers want to get rid of all their summer stock. Esther and Libertad's house finally looks like it's worth $539,000. But will buyers think so? This house used to be dowdy and cluttered, but now it's all dressed up and ready to go to market. The living room had good bones, but the clutter hid all the selling features. A neutral coat of paint and new curtains give a modern, warm feel. The newly raised sofas, the exposed hardwood, and the updated fireplace let buyers take in the great surroundings. The dining room was equally busy and dated. We painted crisp, clean colour on the walls, added new drapes, chic frames on the mirrors, and a contemporary light. This space radiates a luxurious atmosphere buyers aspire to. Esther and Libertad's dowdy kitchen was not what buyers would expect for the asking price. Now it is. We've painted over the old tiles and completely covered the 1980s cabinets. With a brand new countertop and cute finishing touches, this kitchen is no longer a turn-off for the high-end buyer. Unfortunately, the backyard wasn't the refuge it should have been. We've changed that by planting beautiful fresh flowers in chic pots. Strategically placed, buyers are led to the oasis of calm at the end of the yard, a perfect haven of tranquility. Esther and Libertad's house was an underachiever at best, depersonalizing each room, updating the kitchen, and maximizing space to appeal to a high-end market makes the price tag easier to swallow. Pick your asking price carefully, then stick to it. Lowering it and raising it again can make buyers think you're greedy, and that is not going to earn you a sale. The old adage, location, 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 is correct, but don't assume every house in the same neighborhood is of equal value. If your house is on the busiest block in the neighborhood, then that has to be reflected in the asking price. Don't overlook outside space. Putting in a deck or some nice patio furniture effectively adds square footage to your living space. Instant appeal. So what will Esther and Libertad think?
Ooh, and I thought I knew how to decorate.
What a change.
Now we will
the
sell it.
sofas, now they're going to be more comfortable. Very nice.
I love it. Oh, look at this. Beautiful, very good taste.
It's amazing. I'm happy.
Now that I see it so beautifully done, I think that it's gonna be sold soon.
If I can spend 6 months in Mexico, would be amazing.
And will their agent Ray see an offer in the works?
Amazing. Definitely like what you did with the fireplace. It's now the focal point of the room.
New and improved dining room.
Now it looks like a dining room.
We took down the vertical blinds. I think having drapes feels much more cozy.
Yes, it softened the room very
Yeah.
much. Just changing the countertop made it look so much sharper. I could definitely see a family enjoying themselves back here. The bones of the house were great, but it just didn't show its potential.
No.
It's been modernized, it's in a great area, and at a price I think is very fair.
The agent is pleased, but will potential buyers be just as happy?
Good size?
Yes. That's a good, yeah. For the price range,
Yeah.
this is the most that I've liked.
Yeah. Is this the sort of setup you're looking for? Sitting room, dining room?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Our dining table.
Yeah,
that's
it will
here.
fit perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice.
It is nice, isn't it?
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Is this a property you could think about for coming back for a second viewing?
Yes, definitely.
And what do you think of the price?
Yeah, we would make an offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. You may not be able to change the location of a house.
But we've highlighted its best assets, and I think soon it's going to be stopping traffic.
After the Unsellables team left, Esther and Libertad got an offer just under the asking price. They're holding out for a little bit more.
Now it looks bigger and nice.
Oh, beautiful. Very spacious.
Yeah. The top is nice too. Wow.
Better than my taste. Whoa! Party time! Let's get the tequila.
Wow. What a change. I don't know if I want to sell the house now.
It's worth more than what we were asking for.